Well, man, we got contributions from a lot of guys. I hadn't counted up 22, maybe 23 players who played tonight. Got a lot of contributions. I mean, Lucas Ferris. You know what? I've been telling people, look, Lucas is coming. You just got to say, we've had to work through some stuff with him. I mean, gosh, he hit the ball over the batter's eye tonight. And then Henry. You could say Henry is the hardest worker we got. I mean, this kid just doesn't quit. I mean, and when I say work, I mean he's taking millions of swings off the machines, and so for him to come in and have success tonight, it doesn't surprise me. And then obviously Superman, gets the ball in the first and whatever. So I mean, it's just almost like, wow, if he doesn't homer, it's news, right? Yeah. But offense tonight, and then you look all up and down the lineup. I mean, we had some big walks. I said earlier to the guy who's going to, probably a couple of bats that are going to go by the wayside is Sebastian Murillo's dropping down a bunt with 2 outs, then we started, you get back to the top of that lineup and teams are nervous. Mm-hmm. And obviously with, Slate and Charlie, and at that time Dylan, and so you go, hey, and then that 2-out bunt led to a walk. We needed that run at that point there in the 7th, I think it was. And it just kind of calmed the game back down. Mm-hmm. And you just look, we're getting contributions from a lot of players.
Let me ask you this. Whenever you set up your non-conference schedule this year with the SEC in mind, kind of what were your goals for what you wanted to do, see, into conference play?
Keep in mind, a lot of the schedule was already set.
True.
Then, the one weekend that wasn't, that we didn't have anything and couldn't find anything, was last weekend. Mm-hmm. And then I wanted to play as many games as I could before non-conference and obviously weekends before SEC. I knew we were going to have a deep lineup, so you want to play a lot of games to just figure out these roles, meaning who can hit who and what. And it was good, like I say, to see Lucas come in. We knew, really liked the matchup tonight. It was screaming at us on paper with all the analytics we run, and it paid off.
Is that the best inning you see from Brant this year?
Yeah, he's coming, guys. I mean, we've added. I don't want to get into what we're doing with him, but I knew it was coming. Another guy who works extremely hard. Not one bit surprised that he had success tonight. But it was a really good inning.
Let me ask you now, jumping ahead to this week and SEC play starts. You've been in this league obviously a long time. Explain the difference now. What changes now when you start playing these teams week in and week out?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that you have to make sure your team, and that's something we talk a lot about, and that's why I was happy with the way our guys were tonight. You can't panic in that league. I mean, it's funny. You look, and heck, I was talking to a few guys. I think maybe I'm trying to remember. I don't want to misquote. One of the teams that went to Omaha was 5-9 at one point in the league, and then rolled off some wins and got into the tournament, and then ends up and that's what the biggest thing is you just go play. You continue play. Some teams will start to add pressure because it's league, and you can't. You just got to keep playing. You got to stay calm, cool, and collected. You got to attack the strike zone, can't chase, and you just play the game and try to play without a ton of emotion, with a lot of energy.
About to say, at the same time, you don't want to make too big of a deal out of it. Make the games, they're already big, but not make them any bigger maybe than what they already are.
Yeah, you can't do that. You just come in. It's like I told our guys now. I think we're battle tested. This is a good team tonight, man. These guys are good, man. When you go back, Georgia Tech, I think Georgia Tech's a good ball club, and I keep going. Stetson's a good ball club, and Northern Kentucky. All these teams we've played, I feel like we've played some good ball clubs, and we're ready. We've come from behind. We've had a couple walk-offs. We've been in some tight ball games. We had to keep punching back and forth with these guys tonight, and so I think we're ready. You just got. Everybody's like, what do you think? Well, you don't know till you play the first couple. Mm-hmm. Then you know, right? So.
What do you think you know about Kentucky right now? I'm not sure how much you looked at it yet.
I've watched. I'll watch a lot of film on them. Okay. I've already started. They got. I really like their starters on the mound. They got three guys I really like on the pen. That's as far as I've gotten on their pitching. Offensively, they play in such a big ballpark. They're not going to hit homers. Right. And we can't expect to hit home runs. You got to play defense. You got to be able to defend the bunt. They're going to run. They're going to hit and run, and then they do have a couple guys in the middle that can't leave the yard. And so we're just going to have to attack the strike zone. The biggest thing this weekend, we can't walk a ton of guys. That's how they'll get you.
Talk about learning roles on that pitching staff there as well. Is there anything specific that you learned tonight? You said 7 or 8 guys out there. Is there anything specific you learned tonight?
Yeah, well, I had matchups already planned in my head, looking at their lineup once I got their lineup, and the matchups came in really well. It just worked out to where we were able to put those different guys in there. And I think everybody's starting. I've got an idea on where I'm going to be able to put some guys.